Good morning and Merry Christmas, everybody. So, we are checking out the lithium. And if you haven't been here before, I'm just an old man that flips stocks or I don't eat. It's the old man I hit or I don't eat challenge. And it's my real life. But I used to be a stockbroker 25 years ago. I had a Series 7 and a 24. I had my own office for about 5 years, but that was a long time ago. And I didn't trade for a long time. Started trading about 2 years ago out of boredom and then quit my fancy job, not just to trade stocks full time, but because I had secured my pension and I was sick of my fancy job. But I retired early, so I can't draw on the pension. And I do things to supplement my income. Multiple streams of income is the key. We publish books, we have an eBay store, and we trade stocks every day and we make it work. But if I don't hit, I don't eat, guys. And so I share my knowledge with you because I'm getting old and I like to pass the knowledge on. I also got tired of the circle of friends interviewing each other with the Rolexes, and you pay $200 a month to trade with them and they load up with puts right at the open. And then the stock goes up and they say, hey, my calls are paying. And so I got tired of the scam and the lies, and I just figured I'd learn how to do this myself the right way. And there's so many ways, guys. There's a million ways to make money. I draw lines on charts, I plot entries, and I teach you to draw lines on charts. And we have a free Discord. We're not selling anything. It's just a handful of guys that have jobs and they log on when they're trading and then they have to go back to work. So I see them coming and going throughout the day for 2 minutes, 5 minutes here and there, but there's no pressure, no hype, and we don't blow up our accounts at the open. You share your own ideas and your own charts in our Discord, and you come join us. We're stronger together, but we're doing pretty good. And here's how I made money this week because the SPY system I use, which I'll go over in a second, I have a system for the SPY and the QQQ, but during the chop, it's not going to work. So we trade tickers. And I don't like to blow up my account at the open. I like to make money. And so what I've been doing at the open or anything early, I don't like to trade the first 30 minutes. I like to follow trends, guys. I want the easy money. I want the sure thing, and it doesn't exist. But the secret is waiting. That's the secret. It's called waiting. If you can wait, you'll make money. So wait, let them mess up. And we'll cover that in a SPY in just a second. But this is how I got them this week. I'm buying January calls instead of no zero DTEs. Buy January calls. And the lithium hit, and I like it, and we're going to buy it again. I'm still holding one, I think. I know I am. I'm holding lithium. And the hood is a banger. And they reported earnings, and you could do your research, whatever. Look at a zoom out is always the answer. Zoom out. Go to the year to date, and there you go. Oh, it's gone up so far, it can't go anymore. Zoom out, guys. It can go as far as it wants to. All right, so that's the hood. Here's a snap. She's good to us. Same thing there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then go to the 30-minute or something like that, and you can see we got an entry plotted. What I'm looking for snap is I draw on the 15-minute and I trade the 5. I want to see her curl up green and coming off my trend line with a couple good green candles and a little bit of volume and some wicks on the bottom of the tails coming up off my trend line and shit. And this is the entry right there. So there you go. Let's look. Yeah, it's okay, guys. So the coins, I'm not a crypto expert, and I follow some ladies that are, and we're still on. I'm still on Twitter. I don't post all my research there because they're not into feeding the homeless. They want to see pictures of Rolexes and stuff. Here's the Discord. It's free. But there's some crypto people that are smart, smart, smart. That's our Discord, and we're drawing lines on cryptos, and it works. And so I'm not a crypto expert, okay? But on the weekends, I draw lines on cryptos to practice, and I want to see, I want to test. It works, guys. Look at the reentries. And so I've been playing the AVAX, and my daughter, she's doing it in her account, and I just dumped some, and I was going to load up on it again. Guess where? Right about here. And so I draw on the 15-minute, but we trade to 5. So let's zoom in. And so somewhere right here about 12:30 today, I want to see it about $46 or maybe it just comes below the line a little bit like it did before. I'm looking for patterns. And so I've been doing this for a couple of weeks on oh shit, I've been doing this for almost a month, maybe 3 weeks on the AVAX. And I got this from one of the smart ladies I follow that she is a crypto expert. And I just keep tracing it and retracing it and buying the dips. And if it goes down, I don't panic sell. It comes back up. It's stronger than Bitcoin, in my opinion. And so I play around on the weekends with small, tiny trades, but I draw lines on charts and I test it with my own money, and it works. And so you can draw lines on charts and pay attention to the news, pay attention to the economic calendar, and yeah, there's a lot more to it. But let's look at the SPY and let's talk about what did not work this week and why we don't use a SPY system during chop. So we trade the 5 minute and we mark the opening print with a blue line if you're new here. And so, come on, bitch. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we cuss. It's your fault. You tuned into this. All right, so we marked the opening print with a blue line, okay, right here, give or take, wherever. I think I draw it on the 1 minute, so it doesn't look perfect on the five, but whatever. This is our opening print. And you'd be amazed, thank you, Jake, for how the opening print and how it reacts. And so here's chop, and let's say, okay, 10:55, and we do practice paper trades with our system, and I start trading and I'm losing. I took a couple of these, okay, and it was chop, or one of these, and it was chop, and the other ones looked like chop too, and so we stopped and got out and said no more, and so we missed the dump. Okay, and let's learn from it. There's a pattern going on where they're making the movement about 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. This is where the dollar and the VIX made that big move on Wednesday, and it was 1:30. It started showing itself, and this orange line is a 20-day moving average. It's going below that, and it's 1 o'clock, and over here it was 1:30. Now go back another day. Go back another day. There's 1 o'clock, guys. 12:45, 1 o'clock. So pay attention. I was green trading the open every day for 3 weeks in a row, except for two little red days. It didn't hurt me at all. So I was trading the open and I was green, green, green. And this was back in May. I want to say it was May. Okay. It could have been April or June, but I want to say it was May of this year. So back in the springtime, I was trading the open, and it was hitting every day for 3 weeks, just reading candlesticks and looking for whoever was green before the open, and then buying it on the dump, and then selling 5 minutes later. Don't hold it. I don't hold the open. I'll scalp the open, and it worked. And I was doing it for 3 weeks, and then it stopped working. And when something you're doing, have a repeatable pattern, you're making money. When it stops working, you have to stop doing it, right? And of course, I didn't, and I blew up an account, and again, and that's how you learn. And so you have to come up with different stuff. And I isolated myself in the desert for 6 months recently, and I probably went a little bit too far with nothing but a laptop and a dog. But we figured it out because I had to hit or I didn't eat. And old man went through a divorce, and I said, I'm going to do this. And I had to isolate myself to get away from the negativity and the naysayers and the haters and the people that don't like you. And also to get away from people who are trying to sell you stuff and scam you and all that kind of stuff. Um, this works if you stay away from the chop. You have to identify trends. And if they're giving us a drop at the open, they're not running it at the open. They'll go ahead and run it at the open 4 or 5 days from now, and we'll miss it. And I'm okay with that because I'm tired of being had, and I'm sticking to things that work. And so on the 5 minute, we see these runs at the open, but they don't last. Okay, and here's an opening print. It did go up on this one, for an hour, hour and a half. But with these retracements, and we'll zoom in, it kills your time value. So you buy a zero DTE and it's going up, and then it retraces, and then you see green candles, and you're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna hold. It's going up, and it does for an hour, hour and a half. You got to sell, in my opinion, in these, and you can stop loss yourself, and that's what I do with trailing stop loss. But the big movements coming in the afternoon, you're losing time value with these retracements. If you're trying to hold, it's better, I think, to take the 10, 15, 22%, 25%, whatever, because then they retrace it for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You lose your time value. Studying the pattern, I see the big moves are coming after lunch. And so save your cash for after lunch if you're going to trade the index so you don't miss the trend. Okay. And I wish everybody the best of luck, but you can do this. Don't listen to people that tell you that you can't. Okay. Passive aggressive gatekeepers are trying to keep you down. and that's the world's full of them. Okay, so we draw on the 15-minute, we plot entries. Merry Christmas, guys. Go get them. Yeah, I share the whole screen. I'm just an old man. I don't care.